guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video was highly requested by you, my viewers. Now, if you know anything about these two cities, you know that there's really not a fair comparison, but I'm going to try to do my best to compare my experience having lived in both. With that said, let's get into this video. First of all, obviously Mazatlán is much more popular for both nationals and foreign tourists. This means more partying, noise, and activities. There are many more tourist-targeted restaurants and locations throughout Mazatlán. La Paz, on the other hand, is much more laid back with lower tourist traffic. There are still select areas for these tourist activities, but it's generally along the Malecón and the downtown central areas. Here you'll find restaurants, bars, souvenir shops, and tours you can book for an experience. Overall, La Paz is much more family-oriented in my opinion. The Malecón of both cities is a beautiful boardwalk along the coast. These are perfect locations to go for a leisurely stroll, exercise, rent bikes and scooters, walk dogs, or gather with friends. There are often events such as marathons and parades held along these areas. In general, I've noticed that the Malecón in La Paz is cleaner. The Malecón in Mazatlán is roughly 4 times longer than the one in La Paz. It measures approximately 21 kilometers, while the one in La Paz is just 5.5 kilometers. This is just a factual comparison. I wouldn't say it makes much of an impact on my opinion about the two cities. Something interesting though is that the beaches along the Malecón in Mazatlán are some of the most popular for swimming, while in La Paz it's not advisable to get in along the Malecón. This brings me to my next point and one of the most obvious factors when looking at coastal towns: the beaches. In Mazatlán, there are beaches lining almost the whole city where you can go set up and relax in the sand. There are more of the stereotypical sounds with the breaking waves, while La Paz basically has no waves due to the location. The beaches in Mazatlán were often busy with lots of tourists and locals, and you could pay for banana boats or parasailing right there off the Malecón. In La Paz, however, it's not as easy to get to swimmable beaches. It's roughly a 20 to 30 minute drive to the most popular ones, Tecolote and Balandra, and there are a few smaller ones about 10 to 15 minutes from Centro. Due to the lack of waves, the waters are much clearer in La Paz, giving that crystal clear appearance with lots of sea life in certain areas, perfect for snorkeling. In general, I would also say that the beaches in La Paz are kept cleaner. I'm going to interrupt this video real quick because I have something I've been wanting to talk to you guys about. I've been thinking about launching merch for a while now, but I hadn't decided on doing it because I didn't know if you guys would want that. This would be another way of supporting me in creating content similar to my Buy Me a Coffee, but it is something more tangible because you guys will be able to wear something that relates to my channel. So what do you guys think? Do you like any of these designs that I've made? These are just a few designs. I can of course make other ones. Do you have any ideas? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, please, and let's get back to the video. Now, one of the biggest differences I have noticed is the number of activities available. Obviously, I haven't done everything in La Paz yet, but even my local friends recognize the limited options. This may be due to the difference in tourism or general population differences, I'm not really sure. In both cities, there are of course beaches, hiking trails, stores, Centro, the Malecón, museums, and restaurants. But for this topic, I would say Mazatlán has more to offer. From the famous El Faro, to the observatory, aquarium, Central Park, baseball stadium, and several malls with arcades and other entertainment, Mazatlán has more options. There are a few malls in La Paz also with arcades and movie theaters and such, but I would say there's not as many. If you're in Mazatlan and feeling a little extra touristy, there's the beloved Pulmonías for an open-air cruise through the city or along the Malecón, and there's also side-by-sides advertised all over the place. I've seen side-by-sides in La Paz, but it was definitely more popular in Mazatlan. One similarity is that you can pay for excursions in both cities, such as whale tours or visiting the nearby islands of Isla de los Venados or Isla Espiritu Santo, and you can also charter private boats to either island. Last but not least, let's talk about the people. Interestingly, I believe the people in Mazatlan were much friendlier and more welcoming from the start. Here in La Paz, it took a bit longer to warm up to them and have natural or casual interactions with the locals. Even just walking down the street, in my experience, you're more likely to get greeted in Mazatlan. This may be due to tourism, but I'm not sure. All I know is that that was my experience. But once the paseños get used to you, they treat you like a local or an old friend. You'll just have to work your way into their hearts a bit. Now remember, I'm not saying that one city is better than the other. This was just me comparing my personal experience after having lived in both. And obviously, we moved to La Paz because it is a smaller and calmer city. With that comes some differences. So after hearing my experience, what do you guys think? Which city appeals to you more? What are some things that surprised you? And what do you think about the merch idea? Let me know down in the comments. I love to hear from you guys and interact. So with that said, that's all I have for this week's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a big thumbs up. If you're not already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! What you guys thought about the merch idea, because I love... No. Having lived in both and the things... There's a bug. What? Blah, 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 blah.